Alright guys, I'm going to show you right here, arguably, quite possibly, my #1 best metabolism boosting meal. And I'm going to show you how I make it. So let's get started right away. And I'm going to build it for you and show you all the ingredients and everything I use to make it. And if you use this one meal, it will increase your metabolism. So the first thing I use, and I'm actually out of these right now, are super greens. All right, that's what I use. I'm out of them now, but so I won't have them for this example. But that's what I start with. But I also use spring mix. So I'm going to actually build a salad right here head on. I'm going to use this spring mix. I'm just going to put it right in here and get this thing started. I'm going to get 2 big handfuls. Now, this salad is going to take up a lot of volume, okay? It's also going to have a lot of different ingredients, and I'm going to kind of explain those as we go. The first ingredient, or the second one rather, is going to be the Hungarian chili pepper or banana pepper. Now, I've already diced and used some of this, and you don't need much. I'm just going to get a few little slices off here. I don't need a whole lot. I like spicy foods. If you don't like them, that's fine too. You don't have to use it, but this is what I use. So some other foods that I use are the mini sweet peppers. Now I'm going to use, there's 3 different colors in here. We got red, orange, and yellow. I'm just going to use 2 of them. I got a red one here I've already used. I'm going to just get a few little slices here. And this is a meal that I use I usually eat it for my second meal of the day, on every single day. This is going to be in either this or a variation of this. I'm going to have the second meal of the day, and I'm going to explain why. And I did this in another video. I explained why, but I'm going to explain why again in a minute here. So the next ingredient is going to be cucumbers. Now I like the mini ones. The big ones are fine too, but I'm going to grab one of these and use it next. And I've already started chopping this one up. But the reason this is so important for meal number 2 is that if you watch my other video on 3 ways to speed up your metabolism immediately when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you want to do, or the first meal you want to have, should be protein, carbs, and fats. And whether at lifting day or non-lifting day. So same thing for meal number 2 would be same on lifting or non-lifting. But you don't want traditional complex carbs. I know vegetables by definition are carbs. I know that. But you don't want stuff like rice, potato, quinoa, black beans, etc., etc. You want the vegetables, and you want healthy fats and proteins. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. So next I'm going to use some, this is a good healthy fat source. And I'm going to use it right now. These are ground flax seeds. These are coarsely ground. I'm going to put this on. The next food I'm going to use is kumato. It's just a type of tomato. And I understand tomatoes are a fruit. Tomatoes are technically what you would call a fleshy fruit. But I think they add a lot to the salad. Sometimes I'll use heirloom tomatoes, sometimes Campari tomatoes. And I'm just going to dice this up. Sometimes I'll use 2 of them. But I'm going to dice this up right here and add this in. Now, let me say right now, one other food that I usually use is half an avocado. Now, I don't have an avocado today, so I'm going to use a substitute instead. Instead, I'm going to use some extra virgin olive oil. If you don't like olive oil, or it's just not your thing, then use half an avocado. Okay? Well, let me say that. That's what I use. I use half an avocado, and if you're smaller than me or don't have my metabolism, which most people probably don't, you're not going to need that much. But that's what I use. I'm just telling you what I use. So I'm going to drizzle on here. I'm not even going to measure it. I can pretty much eyeball it. But I'm going to drizzle that on. And I like to dice my salad up. It's just easier to eat that way. So I'm going to dice it all up here. Now let me explain why this is so powerful at crushing cravings and speeding up your metabolism, because each food has a purpose. When you have multicolored, cruciferous, leafy green, high volume, multicolored vegetables all diced up, and then you add 3 different sources of healthy fat. The avocado, or in this case the olive oil, because I'm out of avocado. Number 2, the ground flaxseed. Somebody said, can this replace croutons? I said, well, you don't need croutons. And they said, well, but I like something crunchy. And that's a great point, because this will add texture and kind of a different flavor to the salad. You'll notice that. So I put these on too. That's a healthy fat source. And the third fat source is also part of the protein source. Now, once again, you might want to use 96% lean. This is grass-fed beef. I use 92% lean. It's got a little bit more fat, but I would suggest you guys probably use 96% lean. Once again, this is what I use, okay? And here's the beef. It's already cooked. I'm going to put it on. I cooked it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and just put it on here. And what I like to do is microwave this entire thing for like 2 minutes, get it all mushy, and eat it. You don't have to microwave it. If you don't like it microwaved, that's not a problem. That's fine. But I like to do that out of convenience. This meal, when you have all the multicolored cruciferous vegetables, you have the protein, all the healthy fats, that fat is a satisfier. That's going to satisfy that's going to stabilize your blood sugar levels, crush cravings, satisfy any hunger, and sustain you for the next few hours. And this is a great meal to have. I have this on non-lifting days. I have it meal number 2 and meal number 4, okay? But on lifting days, or on every day, it's always meal number 2. A big mistake people make is they leave out the healthy fats. They leave out the avocado, they leave out the olive oil, and they have a chicken breast, and they're hungry 30 minutes or an hour later, and that's a problem because vegetables and a chicken breast or fish is super low calorie. Does that make sense? So by simply adding that healthy fats, you're going to get all that satiety. Fat's a satisfier, and the vegetables are a volumizer. They work off the principle of volumetrics and aid in satiety with the healthy fats. And they also really recruit the metabolism, or excuse me, the digestive system has to work harder for all these vegetables, and that, in effect, will stimulate the thermogenic process of digestion. Guys, I hope that helped. Use what I did, plug that in meal number 2, and you'll do awesome. Hope that helped.